Are you the kind of person who feels the allure of crafty things? Do you sometimes wonder if a sip and paint class is for you? Or are you tempted to order one of those paint by number kits that you get targeted by online? Kind of like me. If you're picturing a relaxed cocktail wedding vibe surrounded by your family and would love to add more of a personal touch to your day with some DIY details, then you have to meet Tracy. Tracy and David are a gorgeous, recently married couple from Western Australia who planned a DIY family-centric wedding after their whirlwind 12-year-long engagement, with a little encouragement from their grandchild. They are willing, well, Tracy is anyway. David said, "This is your thing," filled her thermos with wine and then ran off to the other room. But Tracy is willing to spill her method, process and advice in case you want to do something similar too. Tracy shares how she created her own centerpieces and hanging arrangements, how she kept the kids entertained, and even how she made her reception smell amazing. You'll never guess what she did. So if you're thinking of rolling up your sleeves and creating a unique, personalised wedding, Tracy and David's story is packed with inspiration, practical advice, highs, and the lowest of lows. I'll put up the video evidence on the Unbridely Instagram account soon. But I think more than anything, you'll learn how Tracy made the sometimes daunting prospect of DIY seem a whole lot more achievable and a whole lot less stressful with a few essential mindset shifts that you can do too. Let's get stuck into it. Unbridely is a community of pro-wedding vendors who believe in freedom and integrity in weddings, giving you options, solutions, tips and tricks to create the experience and memories that you and your fiancé really want and deserve. Because we believe that weddings are a team sport. With how-tos, stories and interviews with recently married couples, we find out what went right and what they'd change if they could go back and do it all over again. I'm Camille and welcome to the Unbridely podcast. Hi Tracy, thanks so much for joining me.
Hi Camille, nice to see you.
So lovely to meet you. Tracy sent an email to me over the Christmas break actually, Tracy, wasn't it?
That's right, yep.
Just saying that you're recently married and that you're an Unbridely podcast listener. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And yeah, you told me a little bit about your wedding day, right?
Yeah, and a thank you to you too, because I think what you do such a great job and it gives so many good pointers. So yeah, thank you.
Oh, like that just made my year. Thank you. That's awesome. But I want to hear all about the ins and outs. So, perhaps we can start chatting about your wedding by, if you can go back when you first started, your hubby now, Dave.
Yep.
Who we just said before we pressed record that hubby just gave you a little drink to help you along. Yeah.
And then ran out the room.
yeah. Says, this is not me. And
yes.
Dave is your husband now. But when you were, first engaged and you started to think about planning your wedding, what was the big plan? What was your idea?
Okay. So I suppose if we go back to first engaged, that was 12 years before we got married. So
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on a second.
Been engaged a very long time.
How long have you known Dave?
17 years or so.
17 years?
Yes, I'd say so. So, yeah, it was a very long engagement. We'd both been married before, so I thought we probably weren't really in a hurry. I wasn't happy with the weight I was, and I didn't want to get married at that weight. I ended up losing a bit of weight, and then we had grandkids writing us letters telling us that we really should be getting married, it is the right thing to do.
Oh, you're kidding. That's so cute.
We actually had the letter at the wedding. It is very cute. So, yeah, we thought, oh, well, we better start doing this. So we, started planning probably about a year before we actually had the wedding. So we weren't planning the whole 12 years.
No. Oh, God,
no.
That's a fate worse than death.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's intense, Tracy, isn't it? The planning part.
Yeah, definitely. It does take a lot of your time.
Yeah, and brain space, emotional space.
Definitely.
So about a year out, and when you started, What did you think that you wanted and what did you want to do? Was there a theme, a focus?
Yeah, wanted sort of, I like the blue and white hydrangea look, wanted it a little bit sort of boho. We just wanted it fun, romantic, and really family orientated. We had all our kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews
Oh,
all in the bridal party. So that was 11. It was big, and because it was all ages, but I wouldn't swap it for anything. They had the best time. They really, really loved it. Yeah, we had a little kids' corner set up at the actual reception with a little teepee and all the cushions and rugs and that, so they could chill out, and they had all their little fun activities and things so that the parents could have fun too.
sounds so good. But am I right in thinking, Tracy, that you knew you wanted to do DIY, or how did the DIY, I don't know, impetus come about?
Yeah, definitely knew I wanted to do DIY. I've always done a lot of things like that, whether we've had charity events or many years ago I had a business where I did do some set up for some smaller type events, couple of weddings, but it was more 21st and 40ths and things like that. So it was like, oh yeah, no, I definitely want to do it myself. I couldn't give the control over.
I was wondering where the motivation came from. You're a planner by nature. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, and I do like all my crafty things, yes.
And so what did a DIY wedding mean for you?
I must say I certainly did have a lot of times where I did go, oh, should I get a coordinator? Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Because, it does play on you a lot, but I didn't. So we did all the table centerpieces. I did have Sarah, one of my daughter's friends. She actually helped out too. Does do florals. Yeah, she did our bouquets, but then together we did these massive hanging chandeliers, which were 3 hoops with all the flowers around and all the jewels hanging off. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so we did go into quite big detail. Even, I even had to have the room smell the right smell.
Oh, hang
So
on, Tracy. Hold it right there. What is the right way for a wedding reception room to smell?
well, we just went with that lemongrass smell. That's just
Oh,
a smell that we love. It reminds you of that sort of holiday,
yeah, it's so
yeah,
refreshing.
tropical and yeah.
Yeah.
So I put a few of them hid them under the table just to.
I have never heard of that before.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that is incredible. So, you come into the room and as well as like the visual feast going on, you've got this aroma happening.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Okay, so these centerpieces.
And then for the table centerpieces, we had, because it was cocktail style, and we had 4 or 3, I think we had, of the smaller ones and 3 of the higher ones. So the higher ones were sort of on plastic stands with the flowers on the top, all sort of flowing over. And then the
Wow.
smaller ones were glass bowls just with the hydrangeas in them.
Oh, yes, back to your
Mm,
blue and white hydrangea
yeah.
theme.
So we had everything going in different heights, which looked nice.
That's a lot of work though, Tracy.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was a lot of work the day before.
Right, because that's what I wanted to get at. When you decided to do it, did you get everything together and go, I'll do that later?
Getting ready for the actual wedding, we didn't know till 2 days before if we were going to have to do it the day of the wedding or the day before.
Oh.
Yeah, which would have been very, very hard. Luckily, we got the day before. Yes. So we got it
Oh
done
my
in time.
gosh. So even though it was a real push, it could have been worse.
Yes, definitely. So it was a win.
That's crazy. And did you ask for help? I mean, apart from your daughter's friend, did you have other hands to help out setting up?
Yes, my daughter and her boyfriend certainly came in and helped, and David's very good getting up on the ladder and hanging things up, so that was very helpful. David's daughter Lee came and gave us a hand for a while as well. So, yeah, we had quite a few people helping, and then a couple of friends helping the next day too to pack it all down again.
Yeah, that's such a good point because it's one thing to set the thing up. It's another one entirely when a lot of people are hungover
Yes,
to actually commit to breaking it all down again.
we were very lucky. The venue broke it all down, and it was just sitting in piles for us. So it was a nice surprise to get to.
It doesn't get better than that.
No, it was fantastic.
Wow. Okay,
Mm.
so we've got it's a DIY cocktail thing. You've done the centerpieces, you've done these like hanging arrangements. Was there anything else that you DIY'd?
The kids pack for all the kids.
You did individual kids packs.
Yes, we did. All their bags had their names on them, and yeah, little activities for them to do, things they could nibble on. Oh, yeah, there was more DIY. At the ceremony, we had drinks and food, and all the food came in. We had plastic sleeves, but all of them had our monogram on them all the way through. That took a while just filling them all on the day of the wedding.
What sort of food are we talking, Tracy?
Dried fruit, like your pretzels, popcorn.
Little nibbles.
Yeah, so that while they were having pre-drinks, they weren't getting too messy.
That's great. Yeah,
Yes.
you got to line the stomach, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, otherwise it's a really short night.
Yes.
So you did a fair bit, but also you were talking about the children's corner.
Mhm.
Did you set that up yourself?
Yes. So we just
Wow.
bought a little teepee. We had all cushions inside it. And then we had one of the tables from the reception venue, and we just plonked it on a couple of bricks and then had all little cushions for them to sit around, so they had their own table. And then just a basket full of just some games and activities that they could play, bigger dominoes and a few little things like that. Yeah.
Did the kids take to it?
They did, but to be fair, they spent most of their time on the dance floor and in the photo booth.
Oh, photo booth.
Yes, that was very popular. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, I mean, it sounds like you always planned to have a hand in this.
Yep.
And yeah, you weren't going to give away the planning to someone else. Maybe control issues, and that's okay. I've got them too. But can I ask, like, how did you come at your wedding? Like, try and work out a budget for
Mhm.
it.
I had spreadsheets on steroids. Uh,
Really? You're a
yes.
spreadsheet girl.
Yeah, not very good at them, but yes. And it was just a lot of guessing, really guessing, just putting figures down and guessing. Yeah.
At the
Um,
start,
yeah, and then started getting more solid quotes. And yeah, the budget and what it ended up, nothing like each other.
really,
Yeah.
because that is a big thing at the moment, Tracy.
Yes. I thought I could maybe do it for 10 grand.
Uh-huh.
I was dreaming. It was more like 30,
Right. Can I ask how many guests?
50.
50 guests. Okay. So you've got your ceremony and you've got your cocktail party. You've got, like, all the food, all the
Yeah.
drinks, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your photo booth. Did you have a DJ or musicians?
Yeah, we did have a DJ, and we had some musicians at the ceremony.
Oh, beautiful. And so what was it about your venue? Like, did you have two different venues? Was there a ceremony and reception venue?
Yeah, so the ceremony was in Peppermint Grove on the river, in the Swan River there, right by a tree that's very special to us. David told me that he loved me and will you love me forever under that tree. So we've picnicked there many, many times. So it just seemed like the right place to do it. So yeah, it meant a lot to us. And then in Perth City at the River Room at the WA Rowing Club, the river is our zen place, so it sort of made sense to just continue it going along the water. So yeah, we had it there, and it was sort of somewhere we felt we could make a bit more intimate because it was only a small wedding.
Yeah, you can lose a small amount of people in a big room, and yeah, it just feels a bit cavernous. I was just thinking, without sounding rude, I feel like couples who are getting married for the second time round, there's much less focus on what other people expect and, how to please others. And I feel like yourself and Dave, you know what's important to you and you went out and you got it.
Definitely.
Is it different?
Very different. Well, my first one too, my parents paid for most of it. So, that makes a big difference. When you're paying for it, well, I think it should be your choice.
Yeah, damn straight it should. I think any day of the week it should, Tracy.
That's it. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
So you knew what you want, you got your venue. Along the planning then, and, I'm guessing the answer's no, but did you have to have any difficult conversations with your family and friends because you do and did know what you wanted?
No, we didn't really have any difficult conversations. I did speak to my two closest girlfriends and just said, look, we're having all the kids and grandkids. And they're like, we totally get it. Like, I don't think they really probably wanted to be in it at our age now anyway. So, no, there was no problems with that at all.
Did you know that most newlyweds spend up to 8 hours of their precious time working through changing their last name after they get married? This is where easy name change comes in. Their kits provide you with a sort of shopping list of businesses, companies, and government departments where you simply pick which ones you need to notify. They then send you detailed instructions on how to go about the name change process because every business is different, and this saves you hours of calling around, waiting on hold, sending emails, waiting for a response, and then remembering to follow up when you don't hear back from them. Easy name change kits also provide ready-to-send forms, letters and emails, so you just attach your marriage certificate to them and you're done. Starting at $39, the value and time you get back is a no-brainer. For more help on changing your name after you get married, there is an excellent blog post on the Unbridely website, and I'll put a link in the show notes for you. Plus, Unbridely podcast listeners get a $6 discount on their name change kits by using the code Unbridely6. That's UNBRIDELY 6, the number 6, and this is valid until the end of 2025. Get your easy name change kit so you can move on to the fun parts of being grown-ups together, like holidays, getting a dog, building a house, herb gardens. So with the vendors and suppliers that you did choose, that you booked in, like how did you find them?
So some were by recommendations, but one was a guy that used to work for us. So, and he'd just done one of the girls at work's wedding, and I loved the photos, so that was an easy choice.
Love it.
And then my daughter's friend, Sarah, that I was talking about before. So she just started her bottle brush blooms business. So definitely wanted her help.
Tracy, the musicians for your ceremony, how did you find them?
One of my best friend's sons, he is actually at Whopper at the moment, and he got two of his friends from Whopper, and yeah, they played and they did the most amazing job. Yes, it was beautiful.
So for the rest of Australia and for our international listeners, you have to explain what Whopper is because people think that he goes to a burger college.
No, West Australian Performing Arts. So yes, he's studying music.
Yeah. And they don't just take anyone, do they?
No, they do not.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. So very talented. That's awesome.
About the celebrant, after listening to your podcast, I knew I wanted someone fun, but we're not in South Australia, unfortunately, so I couldn't have you. So I went by a recommendation on that as well. And yeah, we were very happy. All our suppliers were great. The people that were with the photo booth, they were so much fun. They loved their job. They said it's just like going to a party every weekend. I wasn't let down by anyone, which was good.
Awesome. We love those good stories. Then go into the morning of your wedding, Tracy. You've done all this work, and especially the day before, like running around and, decorating this room. When you woke up on the day of, how did it feel?
It felt great. There was no nerves. I thought I would be so nervous, but no, I think we just knew we were doing what we wanted to be doing. Like, we've been together so long, so it wasn't like we thought anything was going to feel any different, and just had got to that stage with whatever's going to go wrong now is going to go wrong. It's out of our control, so let's just go with the flow.
And can I ask, without getting too graphic, did you and Dave stay together the night before, or did you just separate, just for that tradition?
That was talked about a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the end, we ended up spending the night together, and then we've got a 2-story house. So then after everyone arrived, I went upstairs, David went downstairs, and once we were getting ready, we didn't see each other again until we were at the ceremony. So that was nice.
So you wanted that moment, that first reveal during the ceremony?
Yeah, yes. I was asking David about one of his favourite parts of the wedding before when we were discussing all of this, and he said, the second wedding reveal and wedding dress, because I ended up 10 days before the wedding, I think it was, deciding I wanted a second wedding dress.
Okay, I need to know, Tracy, what happened?
Well, I'd lost a lot more weight, and the dress I'd picked, because you pick it so much in advance, it fitted nicely, but I would have maybe picked something different if I was the size I was then. David goes, just go buy one. So I did, and I managed to find one that I managed to get altered in time, and it was meant to be.
And so you wore both on the day?
Yeah, so the original one I wore for the ceremony, and then for the reception, I wore the other one. My mum was like, that's too over the top, Tracy. Like, and I was like, oh, well, it is what it is. So I feel good, so I'm going to do it. So, yeah, we had a second reveal. I think this might have been something you even recommended, is having a little bit of time together on your own before reception. So it was only 15 minutes, and, I did the reveal, and we just had a quick chat and a little bit of time together before we then went into the reception with everyone else. And that was really good.
Yeah. I think it's just so important to reconnect before you go into the lion's den that is your reception and you get pulled in different directions. Is that what you found, Tracy?
Yeah, because the day does go so fast. So it is nice just to have that little connection time, definitely.
Yeah. Did you get to eat at all?
A little bit, not much though.
That doesn't sound hopeful, Tracy.
Yeah, not much. I tried to have a bit, but then I just was on the dance floor more than I thought I was going to be honest.
Oh, that's not a bad thing.
No, it was good fun.
Did anything funny or unusual happen on your wedding day or maybe in the lead up?
Yeah. So obviously you make the entrance to the reception and there's the music going, and we had all the family all going in dancing and doing their thing, and David and I followed. Then we did this, for some reason, decided to do a little unplanned dance in the middle of everyone that was standing there. And then we were going straight to cutting the cake, and I stood backwards onto my dress and then flat on my back.
No.
Yeah, ripped the sleeve off my dress. I've been in the reception for all of 1 minute. I really hurt myself. Like, I was black and blue on the honeymoon.
Oh, Tracy.
But got back up and just, kept on going.
How did your guests react?
Oh, everyone was very shocked and very, everyone's mouth was wide open. And I just laughed and carried on. We went straight to cutting the cake, and I went, it wouldn't be a wedding like that if I didn't do something like that. And I hurt myself on every holiday I go on. So I was like, I'm not going to hurt myself on the honeymoon. It's done now, so I'm good.
I've gotten it out of the way.
Yeah, so it was a good thing.
Oh, Tracy.
Yeah, and it was really embarrassing, but that's okay. I was probably more mortified if anyone had seen my dress go up or anything like that, but apparently I did it very elegantly.
Well, as elegantly as you can, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's it.
But you just changed into that dress and then you ripped it?
Yep. And I actually made them put sleeves on because I was conscious of my arms, and then ironically it ripped off. The lady in the shop was telling me. No, I think was that one of your pointers as well, to have an emergency kit?
Yes.
So I did have an emergency kit, so we were able to pin it back on. And yeah, Camille to the rescue again.
You just kept on trucking.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's a valiant effort.
You've got to keep going.
I can imagine Dave's face just...
Oh, yes. Yep.
Oh, my God.
I'll have to send you the video. There is a video. It's very funny.
I got to admit, I'd love to see it, knowing that you're okay now. Are you just naturally a clumsy person?
Oh, everyone said it's just you. Like, it wouldn't have been your wedding if you didn't do that.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible that you're able to go, oh, my God, that's so me. And even though you were hurting, you were able to get up and go, okay. Did you get cheers? Tell me that the room erupted.
Yeah, I think they did actually. I don't know. That part's not all video. They stopped videoing straight after that. I was worried about having sore feet from wearing my shoes, but I certainly wasn't worrying about that anymore.
Yeah, no, your focus was somewhere else. And so then you went and cut the cake?
Yes, we did. Straight in.
Okay.
With one sleeve.
I can't believe you just said that. It's the last thing that I expected you to say. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Funny or unusual? Check. On your wedding day, what surprised you the most?
I suppose I didn't expect the photo booth to be so popular.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone loved it. Like, My parents were loving it. The little kids were loving it. And we got some really awesome photos from that. Yeah, which, your photographer doesn't catch. It's just different because it's everyone being silly. So I think that sort of surprised me a bit because I wasn't sure if it was really going to get used.
Yes. I find if it's run well, and it sounds like the people who are running yours, they're having their own little party over there, which is my experience too. When people run a photo booth business that's like involved in weddings and events, it's not just the taking of the photos, it's them bringing people in, it's them getting them excited and losing their inhibitions. But also, like, I find that it spans like generations, to have your parents in there and have little kids in there as well. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
You'd have some really good memories. Okay. If you could go back and could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Absolutely nothing. Even the fall.
I love that you're owning that.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. It was perfect. It was us. It was us. So, yeah, that was perfect.
No regrets.
No regrets at all.
That's bloody beautiful. That's so
Yep.
good. And so for other engaged couples who are listening, who are going, oh my God, I'm terrified, maybe someone who's a bit crafty or, loves a spreadsheet or something, they want to go DIY, what tip can you give to engaged couples?
My biggest tip, but everyone, I promise, Camille did not tell me to say this. I reckon is to listen to your podcast.
Aww.
From the start to the beginning. That's what I did. You just give so many handy tips. There's so many things that I picked up. Like I said, the emergency kit, I think,
Yes.
the website.
Vital. Who knew? Who knew?
Even now, at the moment, I'm using Easy Name Change to, do all the name changing because I wasn't real quick on that. But I think I'm quicker than you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 10 years in. You're doing great. You're doing great. That's so lovely of you to say. But, well, I hope that, they're listening right now. So, they've sort of ticked that box, Tracy.
True.
So is there anything else that you would tell a DIY couple?
I suppose you've got to be really, really organised if you're going to do a lot of it yourself, and lots of lists, lots of spreadsheets just to keep on top of it all, and as much help as you can get from friends and family.
Yeah.
Because, that was the other help we got from the family. All the bombonieres we had all the flower girls and bridesmaids all come over and help us make the chockies and the boxes up. So, yeah, everyone certainly helped, which was lovely.
Can you imagine if you still wanted to do all that, but you did it on your own?
Yeah.
That's a no. That's over my dead body. Yeah. I absolutely understand. And that's the thing. I think a lot of couples feel like it's rude to ask for help, or, I don't know, intrusive to ask for help, or too much.
Yeah, I just had a bridesmaid WhatsApp, and it was just like, I'm doing this if you want to come or if you are available. It was just whoever could. If you couldn't, you couldn't. I wasn't going to get upset if you didn't want to. That's up to you. Everyone's busy. Yeah. First time round, I might have been different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, everything matters when, I've only been married once, but I feel like getting married a little bit older, just, I don't know, I think it helps with perspective. You just go, it's not that important. These little boxes of chocolates, it's really nice, but, it's not the end of the world either.
Yeah, that's right.
I can see that you're a real family person. It was all about, being with your people.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And then tell us, Tracy, what was your favourite part of your wedding day?
I think how much love was in the air. A lot of people have commented too. They've said you could just really feel the love. Even my dad came up to me and he said, I learnt so much about your and David's relationship at your wedding that I was quite surprised. So I thought that was really nice. Yeah.
Oh, God, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's so good, Tracy. What else are we there for?
Yeah, that's right. No, it was great and it was good fun.
What about for David? Has he said what his favourite? Oh, he said your second dress reveal.
Yes, that's right. And just having that 15 minutes together.
Yeah, just to gather yourselves. Did you get to eat or drink at that point?
Yes, we did have a drink and we did have a little nibble then.
Are there any other tips or bits of advice that you'd really love other engaged couples to know or understand?
I think maybe just if you're getting stressed out or you're worried about something's not going to turn up in time, just remember why you're there and why you're doing it is because you love each other. And as long as the celebrant turns up, or, I even thought if the celebrant doesn't turn up, I still can have a service and then I go to a courthouse later. You can still find a way around everything. So, yeah,
Yeah.
don't stress.
Oh, so good. Tracy, thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Camille. Bye.
That about wraps it up for this episode of the Unbridely podcast. For the links and resources we mentioned, please head to the show notes. And if you love the show, please review and subscribe on the podcast platform you're on now so you don't miss out on a single episode. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, weddings are a team sport. Catch you soon.